Welcome to Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial and our virtual Perry Education Days. This program is going to be a tour of the monument. It is titled, "What's that over there?" That is a common question visitors always ask us when they get up on the memorial, whether they're pointing at islands, buildings, the rides at Cedar Point. People want to know what's out there. So today we're going to get a little tour of the memorial, learn a little of the history. It was built between 1912 and 1915 to remember two basically opposite events. First, the Battle of Lake Erie and the men that fought in it, September 10th, 1813. The other reason, when they were planning it and building it, it was the 100th anniversary almost of the end of the war. So 100 years of peace and friendship we had with the British and the Canadians. So two big events that we were celebrating when they built the monument. Most people just look at it, that Perry's Victory part, and the other half of the name gets dropped off. But it's been that since the beginning. Who's ready to go inside the rotunda now? I'm now standing in the rotunda of the memorial. This is sort of the heart of the memorial itself. And when people walk in through the front doors, or one of the side doors, the back door, they sort of just take this deep breath in awe of this site in here. The limestone walls, the dome ceiling, the lights up in the chandelier. And then they look down. They look and they see the rope stanchion. And then they see inlaid stone that reads, "Beneath this stone is the remains of the 3 American and 3 British officers killed in the Battle of Lake Erie." Well, some other things of interest in here is you'll find out the memorial itself. Read the carvings. It was erected by the national government in the various states to commemorate Commodore Perry, his men in the Battle of Lake Erie. But it's also here to commemorate General Harrison and his army in the Northwest Territory during the War of 1812.
Other carvings on the wall of the rotunda include the list of names of vessels in the American squadron in the Battle of Lake Erie. Under each vessel name, you will see the list of the American killed and wounded in the Battle of Lake Erie. The 6 officers killed in the Battle of Lake Erie are, on the Lawrence, Lieutenant John Brooks of the Marines, Midshipman Henry Lobb of the U.S. Navy. On the Scorpion, you have Midshipman John Clark of the U.S. Navy. For the British, you have Captain Robert Finnis, Lieutenant John Garland, and Lieutenant James Garden.
Well, since the rotunda is sort of the heart of the memorial, with the final resting place of the officers killed in the battle, they didn't think it was proper to bring the elevator all the way to this floor. So to go up to the observation deck, and there has been an elevator since day one, everyone's had to, since day one, walk 37 steps that are built into the walls behind what we see here. Oh, we made it up the 37 steps. You're now on the lower elevator lane. When people walk onto the landing here, the first thing they notice is the outer doors of the elevator. These bronze with glass windows go around. It's on all 4 sides of the elevator as people walk around. Some people even notice the stairway that wraps around the elevator shaft all the way up. The other thing people notice while they're here are 4 bronze plaques. These bronze plaques have the list of the American roster from the battle. These are, I guess you could say, are the lucky guys. These are the guys that were not killed or wounded. You have these names, those names down below, and you have the American squadron that served in the Battle of Lake Erie. Now, this roster is based off of the prize list. You ask what prize money is, prize list? Well, if you captured an enemy vessel back during the War of 1812, you owned it. Your government would then come in and assess its value. They determine how much it's worth. And then, based on your rank, you got your share of the prize money. If you are a landsman, a ship's boy, lowest paid guy in the squadron September 10th, got $214. Other guys got $400, $500, $1,000. Perry, with his prize money and other bonuses, gets close to $12,000. Not bad for 3 hours of fighting. Well, you might say, well, what if you didn't survive? What if you are the guys listed down below, the killed or the wounded? Well, if you're wounded, guess what? You can apply to receive your prize money as well. Now, if you died in battle, you're not going to get it. But you know what? Your family would. Whether it be a parent or a spouse, they would receive your share of the prize money. Now, who's ready to head up in the elevator? This elevator was installed in the late 1930s. It is actually elevator number 2. The first elevator had its own power plant, was here, was used. National Park Service took over in 1936, and they realized they had to upgrade. And this elevator has had many upgrades. However, what you see here on the outside and most of what's inside the elevator car is original to the 1930s. Also, one of the things people notice and they get a little chuckle out, these are newer signs, but we have 2 signs. One down here says floor 1. At the other location where we get off the upper elevator landing, it says floor 2. Well, welcome to the observation deck of the memorial. We are now 317 feet above Lake Erie, and this is the view people get. They come up here and they're just, you get a number of different reactions. Some are just want to know what every single island is, what's what on the island, what's the structure on mainland. And we'll get to that. Other time people just want to take a second and just look around, enjoy the scenery. They want that group shot up here of their family in the corner with the islands in the background, the lake. That's tradition, what people want to get while they're up here.
As you walk out onto the observation deck, you'll look out, and in the harbor, you'll see a small island. That is Gibraltar Island. Out a little further, you'll see Rattlesnake Island. And then way out in the distance, it may be possible to see a traditional smokestack of a power plant in Monroe, Michigan. And then out by that power plant, not as far, 16 miles away, will be West Sister Island. Situated between West Sister Island, Rattlesnake, Gibraltar, and Monroe, Michigan, is the site of where the Battle of Lake Erie took place. As you walk around, you'll look out on the horizon to the west, and you may see a couple small squares on the horizon. That would be Toledo, Ohio. As you continue around that side, you'll notice a small island just off South Bass Island. That is Green Island. And then on mainland, just past Green Island, you'll see the Davis-Besse Nuclear Power Plant with its trademark cooling tower. And then as you get to approach the south corner, you're looking out towards Port Clinton, Ohio. And the closest mainland you'll see is Catawba. And that is where you can catch the Miller Ferry to the island. As you walk the southeast side of the observation deck, you'll see a long section of land that meets up with Catawba. That is the Marblehead Peninsula. If you look closely near the end, you may see the Marblehead Lighthouse. Also on good days, sticking up over the Marblehead Peninsula is the Rides of Cedar Point. As you approach the east corner of the monument, you'll see Kelly's Island. And then just off the tip, on very good days, just to the left of Kelly's Island, you may see a little square. That is the Key Building in downtown Cleveland. As you move more to the east, you'll see Middle Island. This is the most southern point of Canadian land. And then as you move on the northeast side of the memorial, you'll see this tiny little island just off the tip of east point of South Bass Island. That is Buckeye Island. And then you'll see another little island. That is Ballast. And then out on the horizon, about 9 miles away, you'll see Pelee Island, the largest in the lake, Canadian. And then as you approach the north corner, you'll be looking out across two other large islands. The closer one, Middle Bass Island, and then the next one, North Bass Island. Past North Bass, on the sort of the right side of it, you'll see a small island. That is Hen. Also out by Hen, you may see Big Chick, Little Chick, and the Chickens, smaller islands. Towards the left side of North Bass Island, you'll see East Sister Island. And then past all those islands on the horizon, on a good day, about 25 miles away, would be the Canadian mainland. And then as you approach the northwest side of the memorial, back where we started, looking straight out, on a good day, you can look out and you can see a power plant, 2 smokestacks that are striped. That is Trenton, Michigan. That is near the mouth of the Detroit River. Opposite on the Canadian side is Fort Malden, the site of the British Army during the War of 1812. Just to the left of that on the horizon will be a small island, the littlest of the sister islands. This is Middle Sister Island. Many people are walking around and notice and observe the view and just in all of it. They forget to look up. Make sure if you come to visit, you look up. See the 11-ton bronze urn. See the big lion's heads. And then as you step back down onto the upper elevator landing, people always look up and see the Don't Give Up the Ship flag.
Thank you for coming on the tour with me today as part of our virtual Perry Education Days. Hopefully you'll be able to visit the memorial in the future. I encourage you to head over to our website. Check out the virtual Perry Education Days page. You'll see the list of programs we're given, when they're offered. Check back in our Facebook feed, YouTube feeds to see the other videos. Thank you for using your National Park Service.